Welcome back everybody, and welcome to the Elite tier. We are right back with you this time around with Fabian in the casting booth. 11 drivers on the grid, unfortunately today, as today does not seem to be the best day in terms of availability for the races. I don't think this qualifying is going to be very eventful neither, as quite a few drivers have announced that they wanted to be starting from the back. So we will very rarely, I think, see hot laps. Ultimately, I hope for a spicy finish, which is pretty much going to be next to impossible. The championship gap that Lewis has on Harishun is 25 points, so Harishun pretty much has to win this. Plus fastest lap, and Lewis has to finish in the single spot that is existent outside of the top 10. And if there's only one DNF that is not Lewis, that is pretty much almost impossible already. But yeah.
Well,
second half of the evening, here we are. As we are on board with Martin, who's gonna start the next lap in a minute. I mean, we have got something else to talk about, as we have not really touched on this too much in Challenger, which would be IRL F1. I think there were quite a couple of guys in the Discord getting very upset about the late Verstappen DNF. Until the point where Hamilton also spun out.
Yeah, it was in the first half. I really thought Azerbaijan is really disappointing me this year. And then out of nowhere, there was Stroll who DNF'd in the middle of the straight. A little bit like me in Formula 2. Also in Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
I also had a puncture there on the straight and couldn't catch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much impossible. You gotta imagine going like 300 kilometers per hour, hitting those apexes, getting close to the walls, and then you just completely lose control and spin into, a wall at very, very high speed. I mean, he has drifted, like his car wreck has drifted for another 100 meters or something. But yeah. Martin right here. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is just that these incidents look insane, but they aren't really dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they are really fast, but you don't have that much G-forces.
Yeah, as Rakes has just scored quickest lap over Martin, Lewis is out on full wets, so we'll see how quick he can go on this. Instead, it's gonna be Martin. Yep, the Ferrari with the more competitive lap time for once. Ginge with the medium tires has set a lap. That would be midfield and Challenger as well for now. Yep, with the 126.57, I think would have gained him P4 in Challenger. And yeah, Martin and Rakes currently on the front row, and I doubt that this is subject to change, as Lewis will only finish a lap on full wets apparently.
Sorry for the short question, but what is the Haas or Ferrari master plan here? With wets and inters.
Wait, is the Haas on inters?
Yep.
Okay, Ferrari master plan. Lewis wants to start from the back to give himself a little bit of a challenge that is pretty much not there anyways, because
he just has to make one place.
Yeah. And there he is disqualified. I don't know what the Haas is actually doing. Maybe just getting inspired by Lewis there. Wait, both Haas's actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting enough. Let's hope they don't block anyone. Yep is coming through, but he's likely returning to the pits. Ginge is having himself a couple of hot laps. Gonna be, yeah, quite easy for drivers to qualify very high up, as I think Rage Quit and Harashun and Spike all want to start from the back as well. I mean, with 11 drivers, the back is not really far back down. But yeah, Orlando saying embarrassing quality from Lewis. Well. We will see if it harms his actual race performance.
But I'm pretty sure the pace of Lewis will be insane again, as it was in the last few races.
Yeah, from the times I've seen in the admin chats, he is apparently quite consistently in the 124s if he wants. And that would be, yeah, very quick.
I also checked the time trial times, and Rakes was about 7/10 faster than Lewis. That's also a pretty nice fact to know.
Yeah, I doubt that it was standing for long. I mean, Rakes is usually a good tad slower, and I'm sure we're gonna witness that in the race, as Rakes is starting from the front, of course, on another outlap here. But I have no doubts that Lewis, Rage Quit, etc. will be reaching the top at some point. Well.
Now everybody... Oh no, Rakes and Martin are on their outlap.
Yeah, as Rakes is gonna be the next one to go for a hot lap, and we've already seen Martin. I think we'll stay with Rakes for now. On the Red Bull. As he's about to start his second hot lap attempt to show us what he can. Harashun with the retirement in the pits. And yeah, Rakes on the next hot lap. One of two cars on track. They are having themselves, yeah, a pretty free circuit here.
I have the lovely engine bug at Rakes.
Yeah, that sucks.
Car.
I don't have it, and he is 0.2 seconds up his previous time. Was saying that he can get into the 25 flats. Well, of course, that is time trials again, so I do not quite know if we're gonna see it over here, as those times are difficult, or more difficult to pull off in qualifying than they are in time trial. But yeah, he's turning in quite nicely. I think his time's still very decent. Did not touch the curb on the inside there. 0.3 seconds up his time right now. That would about match Jonas's pole position time, I think. 25.7 was what we have seen in Challenger as well. And 25.7 is what we see from Rakes, as Martin is now on the end of his hot lap attempt. 0.3 seconds up after Sector 2. It's quite difficult to gain anything coming through Sector 3. You really just gotta get the exits right, and I think he did so. And a 126 flat is the reward for that. Still P2, of course. But yeah, he's gonna be challenged by Ginge and Yup shortly.
Ginge will be the next one who will start his hot lap.
Yeah, and Reich's retired as well. Yeah. As I think he doubts that... Okay, I think Ginge slept over the start of his hot lap. He accelerated so late. It's gonna be quite hard for him to make up that time that he has already lost on the straight just because he did not get the best exit, as he did only accelerate when he was halfway towards the finish line already. We will see that after the first sector. His delta is likely gonna be a little bit lower. Pretty much exactly the same, but considering he's now driving on softs instead of mediums, that's pretty bad.
And what I also thought was that he hit the inside curb of turn 1 pretty hard. I don't like the turn 1 curb. It just moves the car around a lot.
Yeah, it's too high to... yeah.
Quite a bit in sector 2 at the beginning.
Yeah.
Lock up? No.
Yeah, but I think that's not gonna hurt him too much. The rest of the lap looked quite decent. 0.4 seconds up in sector 2. To be expected, to be honest. As I think he can go even quicker on his next attempt if he tries so. And that's up in the wall. And yeah, Ginge over the line. Presumably going for another, as he's still only in P4, no improvements made on his soft compound. He's not going for another lap neither. If Yap has hit the wall, the question is he going into the pits again? Nope, he's going for another lap. Should turn on the ERS maybe. But yeah, we will see when he realizes. Surely gonna cost him a little bit of time on these straights here. Or he's just going for a quick lap into the pits, but he could have just went into the pits anyways. So yeah, I'm not sure what exactly his plan is here. Because he looks like he's pushing.
Yeah, it looks quite like it.
Yeah, but he has ERS off. Yeah, quality driving by up here, as it truly is. But yeah, he's just not using the engine he's given there. Great Ferrari master plan here, maybe, and we would see his delta if he's up on the time coming out of sector 2. Okay, no, he's a second down. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite good for without using a ERS.
Yeah.
So I think he is really pushing, but he didn't turn on the ERS.
Yeah, now he's out of fuel, so
okay.
He goes back into the pits. MV Master is coming towards their first legitimate hot lap attempt on the soft tires, losing the car a little bit. But yeah, coming through. DRS activated, ERS this time around activated as well. And that's a big lockup through turn 1. A little bit of a slide as well. Cuts the curbs well to not invalidate. Yeah, going that very, very wide line over the curb. Yep. That is too much.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Martin is on a build-up for the next hot lap. As
the outside curb there is really, really nasty. I also lost it almost in the Challenger race.
On the left hand ahead of the straight. Oh, where?
Yeah, down the hill.
Yeah.
The outside curb after the right left.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a quite usual position or place to spin out for the IRL cars as well. At least Mazepin did it, so can't be that hard. No, as Martin is now coming through, Ginge could have actually given him a tow there down the second straight. But decides to just let him through. It's probably not going to do him any harm neither. As yeah, Martin now into Sector 2. Looked decent through Sector 1, is a bit up on his time. Needs about 3/10 to get past Rakes. Ideally a little bit more than 3/10. And here we go on to the second straight. Closely towards the S's. Goes right around the outside. A little bit wide there into the corner, but actually it's a decent run towards the second. Does not spin out even after he touched the inside curb there. This might have been... Oh my god, this was on the very edge on running too wide and be on an invalid lap there. Now running... Ah, that was a beautiful last corner. Gets all the speed with him towards...
He aborted his lap.
But why? He could have been in pole position. I'm pretty sure he could have been on pole.
And he's... okay.
Interesting. We have Meshik.
Now.
Yeah, Ginge as well. Yeah. 3 drivers still in this session. Glorious.
And Rage Quit is not hitting the track.
Nope. Meshik will only get 1 chance as well on the medium compound to set himself, I think, in P5 minimum. If he does not invalidate, it's pretty much impossible for him to go anything lower than that. As yeah, Ginge is now coming through. Nails that left-hander. Goes on to the second DRS straight, or rather third. On the inside curb here, beautifully placed his car through this little snaky section. And now the last few turns. Oh, this might have been too wide. Yeah, that has been too wide. And by the looks of it, he's not gonna go straight. He's gonna try for another lap, but I think since Rage...
Session is over now.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, Meshik is still on it. He may find himself a good lap here, last driver out. And if so, I mean, a 126.5 would very likely get him into P3, which is very decent on the medium compound. Coming through here. 126 point... I did not quite see what he ended up with, but it is P5 minimum, and yeah, P5 it is for Meshik on the mediums. Everyone else, of course, has not set a time, or has set a time on the intermediates, and thus will get the free tire choice anyways. But yeah, with Rakes in the front row, Martin in P2, followed up by Yap in P3, followed by the second McLaren. Meshik qualifying on the mediums in P5 ahead of Marancello and the other Haas, and well, the other guys who have not set a time just line up behind. Okay, loading into the race, of course. We have a couple of quick drivers starting further down the grid in the last few positions, so there's going to be a couple of overtakes fairly soonish, but overtakes are not necessarily hard in Bahrain anyways. I still hope there's a decent chunk of action coming towards us, as drivers currently have the time to make their setup, of course. If you have not driven qualifying, you will not have a setup done just yet. And with the time running out, we are ready to go ahead for the formation lap. Yeah, predicted strategy on the bottom here, as we can see it, says a 2-stopper. Rakes has just spun out.
Rake's doing some Ferrari stuff.
Rakes was
And he got
disqualified.
disqualified.
Yeah, okay, interesting tire choices further down the field. They all start on... Oh my god, someone did Mazepin stuff as well, did they? Martin and
And
Ginge.
Ginge got disqualified as well.
Interesting. Yap will have the rare pleasure of driving in front. Has not happened for quite a little bit of time, but I think the last time he led an Elite Tier Grand Prix, he actually won it.
Yeah, but it's just the formation lap, so...
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, but I mean, all of this stuff can happen in the first lap as well. Couple of soft runners in front, yeah, will surely get themselves the better start to, or compared to the others. And of course, if there are any potential safety cars coming out, these soft runners have the advantage of having already driven a compound to more of its potential than Lewis, for example, starting on the hard compound. But yeah, we're forming up on the grid.
Lewis is really backing up at the moment. He's quite far behind. And Rage Quit spawned in the last corner.
Yeah, it's all tire warming.
So it was a planned spin.
Of course. Yeah, we will see. Rage Quit, of course, is going to be coming in for his P8, I think it is. Yes. So we are gonna see him driving through Harashun. And yeah, lights are going on. And they are out for the drivers now as well, as we've seen, I think, Yapsinio getting a decent start here, pulling towards the outside, and he is in the lead.
First?
Yeah, Martin on the inside though. Oh my god, that was a tight squeeze by Yap. And yeah, he's in P1, ahead of Rikes and Martin, as MV Master has dropped down the order and is currently sitting in the dead last position. Well, Ginge has not had the very best of a start neither, as he's now behind the Haas of Marancello and behind Meshik. And behind Ginge, Ragequit is already pushing on the medium compound. But apart from that, I think we have a nicely lined up train behind Yapsinio as Ragequit cuts very deep into that infamous left-hander. Spike on the left side going all the way past already on the hard compound tires. And yeah, everyone...
It was a really clean start.
Yes, indeed.
No big incidents. Yeah, just MV Master who lost some places and Yap grabbing P first, P1.
Yeah, Yep, actually getting an amazing start, and he seems to be not as far off pace as he's been in the past regarding qualifying as well, so we might have ourselves one or two more laps with Yap on top. As Ginge is trying to have a look past Marancello but can't quite find one. Lewis is having a dive down at Harashun, but ultimately gets squeezed. Behind.
Martin now side by side with Rakes.
Yeah, Martin has actually spun out for me.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, and all the way down into P11 now.
11.
Certainly not optimal. Marancello is gonna get under attack of Ginge, who is all over his rear now. Braking early here. Two-stopper, the game suggests. I think you can probably go one-stopper with soft hard as well. But yeah, Clay with the prime sub again. After, yeah, the wheel debut did not go just as planned, I think. We have Rakes pushing up behind Yap now, and I am quite sure. Yep. First,
Rage got some time penalty.
yeah, Rage Quit is of course big in the corner cut business. I'm quite
Martin has front wing damage. I wonder if he's going into the pit. Yes, he does.
Yeah, and Rakes is trying to go around the outside of Yap. And he's just going through. I thought Yap would fight a little bit harder. But apparently here we are with Rakes in the lead now. Meshik pushing up behind these two. Martin in the pits, sector 1 yellow flags. That must have been MV Master spinning out. Oh my, Yap is not having himself a good time through these S's. Lost so much time there. Very much understeer for him there, and Meshik's all over his rear once more.
It's nice to see that almost the whole grid is still very close at each other.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, we're pretty much doing a reverse grid pace-wise. The quickest drivers have been starting from the back. And I think apart from Rakes, there is no one really who was competing at any point of the season for the title further up in front. As Meshik, though, could be looking for a P2 here. Has plenty of overtake and the DRS to his use here, but Yap. I mean, Yap was formerly known as the brick wall. I have been in F2 recently. But here he has no chance to defend, just gives the space and ultimately gives the position as well.
Ginge and Spike are now side by side in turn 2, but Ginge was able to defend well.
Rage Quit had some issues. He's dropped so far now. But yeah,
I don't see any damage.
Yeah, he's been overtaken by both. Rakes out, Rakes out. Yes, it's returning to the track now, but that puts Meshik in the lead actually, and he's having himself Yap, of course, in P2. Who is currently holding off the drivers behind, even though he can still.
Rage Quit once again spinning.
Yeah, Rage Quit did not have the very best races in the recent races. Of course, the incident in Austria or other incidents than just the collision with Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, once again, yellow flag by Rage Quit.
Did he lose his front wing or something? He may well have been losing, as we have a good sight from Spike's POV on what's going on ahead. Marancello diving down the inside and Ginge trying to sneak past as well, as he may have the chance on the next straight, and Spike flying past Yap as well. 3 drivers over, the course of 2 turns, pretty much. Going past Yap here.
Rage Quit got another 5 seconds, and I think, he will just retire the car.
Yes, and with that, Lewis is guaranteed Elite Tier Champion, as he will receive minimum 1 point. Unless he, disqualifies himself or something.
Yeah, but I think even then you get the points.
Well, if you're disqualified, you land below the DNF guys.
Okay, yeah. Disqualifier, true. I thought you said DNF.
Nah, yeah, he will have to try very hard to lose this now. And yeah, Harishun would have to finish up on top as well, and it does not quite seem as like he is super close to the top runners currently. Meshik is just barely outside of the DRS window for Marancello. Ginge is having a look down the inside of Marancello, but can't quite go past. Spike just behind. Yeah, we'll have his eyes on the fight ahead. And of course he's gonna capitalize on whoever makes a mistake here.
So, it's really interesting to see that Spike can keep up the pace with Hearts and with Ginge.
Yeah, but I mean, Ginge is stuck behind Marancello on hards as well, and Meshik on mediums, of course. I think Ginge could potentially go quicker, but he just can't overtake because Marancello has the DRS on Meshik as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, this little train is quite interesting. Yap is dropping behind a little bit, and surprisingly, Yap is driving the same pace as Harishun currently is, so Harishun is not catching up to Yap, even though he falls behind the train we have going on here, and Yap now into the pits for his first scheduled stop. If he goes for hards, it's not unlikely that he's trying to go to the end.
He goes to mediums.
Yeah, so a two-stopper for Yap here. Rake said before, there is a bunch of strategy options here. Medium hard is surely a strategy you can go. But otherwise, soft, medium, medium, soft, hard, or soft, hard, soft even, I think, is all doable.
Lewis now with a new fastest lap, 128.6.
Yeah, on the mediums, of course, fresh mediums. Having open air in P10 currently. I think there was MV Master with a little bit of a spin in Sector 2. Back on track now, as he is just ahead of Yapsinho on the fresh mediums now. I wonder if they they could not undercut anyone. As Yap was not really in a fierce fighting environment, I guess.
The lap of Lewis was quite a bit faster. The second fastest lap was a 130.352.
And Lewis was?
128.6.
Damn, okay, yeah. Spike is going at Ginge though, and I think at the same time further up in front we see Marancello side by side with Meshik here, as Spike has made it past Ginge. Ginge on the comeback maybe.
Yeah, switchback move.
Yeah, he's gaining, and he is back ahead.
He's sending it.
Yeah, beautifully defended by Ginge here. I thought Spike had him. But yeah, the top four are battling, and doing so quite fairly, I guess. No real contact initiated, even though there were a couple of swapping positions just in the last few corners. And yeah, sadly, Ginge will have to leave into the pits at some point in the next 2-3 laps. But maybe he will return to the pack after they have had their chances. at their pit stops as well. Spike this time around looks a lot like he's gonna go past Ginge. Loses it on the exit though. Still very closely behind, and he should be gaining a little bit, and he is gaining a little bit.
Yeah, as Chinch isn't really deploying ERS as his lights flashed at the back.
Yeah, on the other side, Spike though, on pretty much full ERS, sends it down the inside once more. Ginge tries to go for the exact same defense we've just previously seen. This time around though, yeah.
He isn't able to do that again.
Yeah, and I think that's partially because the softs are slowly but steadily dropping. As Lewis has just gotten Martin on the main straight. Keep in mind though that Martin is potentially not pitting again. What? Oh my, okay. Sudden engine bug on Spike's side, so we go with Marancello instead, who is still harassing Meshik here. Meshik on 40% ERS, Marancello somewhat the same. So, yeah, these two guys pretty leveled apart from the tires, of course. And Marancello... he's getting closer, but he's not close enough for a move. Or is he? Around the outside he goes this time. And he's through. Up into P1. Apparently the mediums are dropping off as well. As Meshik may have a counter move, but of course the only one of the top three without DRS, and instead Spike was looking like he could go past here for a second, but yeah, it did not happen in the end. As Sinyo's joining Ginge and MV Master on the battle for P5 soonish. Well. Meshik behind Marancello. 10 laps into this race. A third being done. He's getting close, using his overtake to stay closely behind. And up through the last turn. Lost it a little bit there. But will surely have the chance to go past anyways.
Ginge overtook MV Master. Now with his Fresher mediums.
Yeah, and Meshik is past Marancello again. Yeah, Marancello slots in behind. Will have the DRS to counter though. As Spike has it as well though.
This battle is amazing.
Yeah, three-way battle here. Well, let's hope the lag doesn't kill this, but... Oh my, Spike is running deep, but has on-track position, slight contact between Spike and Marancello. But ultimately, Spike is up into P2, and now after Meshik, who is still the first out of three on his medium compound. Lewis and Riggs.
Well,
to give us a... Yeah?
Feeling that Yap is a little bit losing on MV Master.
I don't actually think so. I think he was 1.4 seconds behind of Ginge, and as Ginge was behind MV Master, so...
But
overall,
he isn't really
well, yeah.
gaining.
Yeah, he may not be gaining much, as Lewis is gaining off Rakes though. Oh, Spike. Spike has gone past Meshik, and with Marancello outside of the DRS, up to the detection point, I think. This is a quite big lead for Spike here, as he can't be immediately comebacked. And yep, was in the 1 second window for a short period of time, but ultimately dropped out again. Let's see. Yep, has the DRS. But I don't think he was close enough into the second detection point. Oh, yeah, actually he may have made it.
Ooh, it was a slight corner cut there. He also has a little bit more ERS.
Yeah, as we have Lewis on Rakes here. Lewis going down the outside. It's not going for a switchback though. It's just gonna stay behind Rakes here.
What else? Pretty close at the moment. Marincello on Mashik, who is still looking to overtake. Both are on the same ERS level.
Yeah.
The only... Okay, Mashik is going into the pit.
Yes, and yeah, as we see now, pit strategy calls for a pit stop onto or for the medium tires. And yeah, Magic's going for the hards, so he's going to the end. Will only, well, yeah, this will be his only stop, as it was for quite a bunch of the others. I think Ginge will still have to pit again, as Ginge is now just behind Magic. Very interesting here.
Is going to overtake Rakes now. Quite an easy pass. But actually, Rakes is coming back.
Yeah. And they will take this battle to the next straight. Rakes gets the DRS, but Lewis gets the better exit. Oh my. This looked like there was someone ending up in the wall for sure. Rakes will get the better exit down the outside. Still one...
They are really battling. They really want to...
deliver a show, yeah. Yeah, and Lewis for now stays behind.
I mean, they are in a voice call, I assume.
Yeah, they are, with Yup.
So they can, yeah, a little bit manage where everybody is, but it's a bit hard.
Yeah, I mean...
But a nice and clean fight.
Yeah, Rakes is probably gonna try to defend a bit harder than usual anyways, since he knows that Lewis has nothing to gain regarding the championship. Wait, now he's letting him pass. Oh, probably for the DRS detection. So he knew that one of them was gonna come back. Oh my.
What the... Okay.
Okay, Lewis can't theoretically do that. That is weaving on the straights and not allowed.
Yeah, that was really dangerous.
Yeah, and Rakes lost it on the exit there, so Lewis back ahead. And
Rakes is sanding it.
Yeah.
But he was able to stick there.
2 PP, Garanda says.
2 PP.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Depends on whether it gets reported. I assume they are messing with each other since they are in a voice call. And I would much rather jump over to Ginge, who is now in medium compound behind Meshik on the hards. And he is inside that 1 second window, but will he be able to go past? I doubt it, as he's so far away on the exit of the big straight.
Oh my god, and Lewis lost his front wing.
Did he drive into the rear of Rakes?
Yep. There was contact.
Ah, but Drakes is into the
Both
pits
are
as
pitting.
well. Yeah, I assume they wanna stay battling, and since they both likely still have a planned pit stop on there anyways. Yeah. Another set of medium tires for both these guys who were on a 2-stop strategy anyways. And that brings us back to Jinj, who is still fighting with Meshik. I wonder when the top runners go into the pits, as you can make it to the end on mediums at... not quite this point. Actually, you gotta go a little bit further. Dum dum. Yeah, Meshik seems to be quite comfortable ahead of Jinj. Does not really have any problems at all of keeping him behind. And yeah, of course, these two are the only ones battling right now. Spike has driven away from Marancello by quite a bit. Arashun has big gaps both ahead and behind. And yeah, I see on the minimap Rakes is getting caught by Lewis again.
See what they are doing now. Lewis with a middle purple sector.
Yeah, and well, coming out of the last turn onto the main straight, Lewis seems to have the speed to catch Rakes at this rate. Getting squeezed towards the outside a little bit, but should be easily passed seemingly. Rakes diving back down to the inside, securing himself that inside line here, and has the open DRS now. Moving towards the inside line once more, so he can squeeze Lewis to slot in behind. Defends the switchback by Lewis as well, with a little move over towards the right side of the track. And yeah, Lewis stays behind for now. Lewis with a time penalty for corner cutting, as well as we've just seen him running wide there. 3 seconds on to the finishing time for Lewis.
Reichun is in the pits.
Yep. Fresh mediums, pretty much as to be expected. And he is now behind Yap, and I assume, given the tire difference, Yap and Harashun will come together at some point in the next few laps.
Or Yup will pitting for another set of tire.
Yeah, Yap has to pit again, but I don't know if he does it quick enough to not be involved with Harashun at all. Oh wow, okay, Reichs is really sending it down the inside. Oh, and he spun.
And he spun, yeah. Yeah, Jinj is still stuck behind Meshik. He can't really overtake at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, Jinj will have to pit again, just because of his tire choice. I highly doubt that you can drive 17 laps on the mediums, especially not if you're stuck behind another driver. So he's likely gonna pit for softs in the end, around lap 21, 23-ish, maybe.
One Rakes is sending it again down the inside. I see it on the minimap.
Yeah, Lewis behind once more. And Rakes with the time penalty as well to level things completely. As Jinj still stuck behind Meshik, he's not really getting anywhere past there. And yeah, apparently I don't know what it is with Ginger's setup or corner exits, but it's quite weird that he can't pass Meshik on the straights with the DRS that he has most of the times. Pretty much since lap 1. I mean, they've been stuck together for a while. I wonder where Marancello and Spike will come out though, especially since they will have very good tires.
Chinch will be or is already really frustrated, I think, because he could have gained a little bit more time on this set of tire.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately...
P3 pretty easily, but yeah.
Yeah, and he has to stop again, so this is gonna cost him further. As Yap comes into the pit, 11 lap old medium tires will go for another set of mediums that will be driven for 10 laps for him. As we see Lewis and Rakes once more added. Oh my.
Oh, what is going on?
Rakes has spun
Counter
again.
it, like.
Yapsinho now on the back of MV Master.
Lewis is waiting for Rakes again. I have the feeling that those two don't take it that seriously anymore this race.
I mean, why would they at the same time? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's all nice and like fun to watch, but knowing that it's scripted anyways makes it a little bit less cool, I guess. On the other side, we have Ginge this time picking up a 3-second penalty for corner cuts. Yap is very close behind MV Master, who has just majorly locked up. So DRS activated for Yap here. Will he try to go for a move on this straight already? Forces MV Master very deep and may have the better exit coming onto the final straight here. Another
he had
big
a
look.
look and he's really close behind.
Yeah, and another lock up for MV Master there gave him.
The smartest thing would be to wait for the start finish straight.
Yeah, and he turns in early, gets the good exit, and this is gonna be a safe move for Yap up into P7 here, where he now has to chase after Martin, who is not too far away, 4 seconds. And there is quite a gap in the tire, well, freshness, I'd say, between Yap and Martin. So, well, until Yap has closed the gap to Martin, I think we'll just jump back at Ginge here. Oh, speeding the pit lane, 5-second time penalty for Spike may eventually cost him the victory, as he's not that far away from Marancello. All depends on how much the drivers get held off by Meshik, or if they even get held off by Meshik and Ginge here. As Spike is just exiting the pits ahead of us. But he's so far ahead, you see the small dot in the distance. Already around turn 1 and 2. And yeah, here we are. As Ginge has gone up into P3 now, though. Or at least provisionally. Marancello, of course.
Will gain back the place pretty fast, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, Ginge has a 3-second time penalty and would not be in P3 right now anyways, if the race ended now.
Yeah. Actually, we have a few...
5 seconds on Spike and I think 3 on everyone else.
MV Master has 6 seconds already. Yeah, but a little bit more than in Challenger. I think that was pretty clean in Challenger.
Yeah,
Just
only one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
But yeah, we have to be fair that the race is a little bit longer here.
Yeah, fair. But still, MV Master, Marancello, the other Haas, with the purple middle sector, he's absolutely roaring and going past
And
Jinch here.
he isn't even waiting for the DRS, or actually he gets DRS
Yeah.
because of Meshik.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, makes it easier for him actually, as he's now, oh my
has
gosh, he's
to overtake
zooming.
just one car.
Yeah, but like he was so far ahead in the beginning of the straight, but he's just flying past Spike and Marancello currently in a bit of another league, and Marancello surely knows that they have a 5-second time penalty ahead. So he only has to close 3 more seconds, as Yap has pretty much closed the gap to Martin. Next straight is gonna be a straight where he has DRS as well. And might take on the fight for P6.
Yeah. But the next DRS zones aren't the best overtake opportunities.
Yeah, and Martin has pushed a little bit harder as well, keeping Yap out of that crucial 1-second window for now. Martin, not ideally driven through the S's, as yeah, he's visibly slower. 18 lap old hard tires versus fresh mediums.
Not a big surprise.
Yeah.
Spike with the fastest lap now. Also not a big surprise with fresh softs.
Yeah, he's had the pace before, gained 1 second on Marancello. Yeah, quite strong performance here, as we have Martin and Yap. Yap is very close behind Martin now, and will surely be able to make a move on the main straight.
He also has a lot more ERS to play with. And yeah. You can see it also that the red lights are flashing. And yeah, you've seen yours through.
But will he stay through? We see in the rear mirrors. Martin... Nah, can't make a comeback. He looked towards the right side for a second there, but then, yup, closed the door real quick. And will now stay ahead of Martin, and yeah, only has 20 seconds to gain towards Harashun if he wants to go past. Speeding the pit lane for Rakes, as both him and Lewis once more run through the pits.
Softs.
Yeah, I assume the quickest lap of Spike will be attacked by these two guys. Ginch.
Yeah. Still stuck behind, and with 13 laps on the medium tire. Oh, is that is MV Master, right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Marancello is still going fine behind him. The Red Bull and the Ferrari of Lewis and Rakes, who we are going to be approaching with Meshik and Ginch, as they are, of course, a lap down this time around.
I think now Ginch will try to get into the finish with these tires. I can't imagine that he will pit that late.
Yeah, I think it's not unlikely that he's gonna try. I think Meshik could and will probably involuntarily back him off into Harashun at some point. As Harashun is closing in on the fresher mediums. And he only needs in that to be in that 3-second window to get P4 anyways.
Yeah, but because of Ginch trying to overtake Meshik, he has almost no ERS left, and Meshik still has plenty of ERS left, 50%.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah. I mean, Ginger's biggest problem is probably gonna be his tires during the last few laps. I can only imagine how bad his mediums are at this point. And yeah, it's gonna be tough for him to even make it through the finish line alive.
Not getting a puncture.
Yeah.
That's the only real battle. We also have the battle between Lewis and Rakes.
Yeah, sure. I think they both are just going for quickest lap right now. As they have closed up to Marancello.
Yeah. Firstly, Marancello is in the way, and secondly, Rakes doesn't have that much ERS. Lewis has though. So
yeah, we're gonna see.
Let's see if Lewis is going now for the hot lap.
I mean, Rakes went 2 seconds quicker than his previous best lap. Has to care a bit at unlapping himself here, as of course Marancello is still up in the mix for... Well, at least he's gonna have P2. So realistically, we do not have a battle going on here. As Lewis is running away 1.7 seconds now, likely going for his fastest lap attempt right now.
Yep. He has a purple first sector.
Well.
ERS now on the straight.
Yeah, he's running away from
Spike gets another 3 seconds.
Doesn't matter. 14 seconds is enough for him.
Seconds. How much does he has
8.
At the moment? 8, okay.
Yeah, should be 8, so he needs to get 2 more penalties in the last 2 laps, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Martin is off the track, yeah.
Okay. And there it is, the fastest lap of Lewis. And of course, he has to wait for Rakes.
Yeah, Martin is not having a good time. I am trying to see if he has a puncture.
Martin has a puncture, yeah.
On the rear left? No, rear right. Yeah. Okay, so that makes me wonder whether Ginge can make it through or not, as he has dropped heavily off Mashik now. Has lost 2.5 seconds.
Martin has 22 laps on hards and Ginge with 16 laps on mediums, and always pushing behind Mashik.
Yeah.
It's pretty likely.
It's gonna be a tough one for sure, as with Spike and MV now going past Martin. Martin will go for another stint on the soft compound in the end. And yeah, Harashun is approaching Ginge here. Yeah, Harashun is so much quicker than Ginge on the exit of the turns, and Ginge is now losing so much over to Mashik. Really has to care to not get a puncture as well. As we are in the penultimate lap. And Harashun surely will go past Ginge on track even, as, yeah. He's caught him now, has the DRS, will have several DRS zones to work with. And And sector 2, yellow flag. There is a Haas in some kind of wall. That must have been... was it Marancello? Marancello lost 2 seconds, but I'm not sure. And how far that has happened. It was Marancello.
Yeah, it was Marancello.
As MV Master has just overtaken Spike, I think, to unlap himself. Lewis gets another time penalty. Rakes is now 2.5 seconds behind. And yeah, Harishun
is now really looking to overtake. Even though Ginge has the time penalty, so it's not that important. But of course it's...
yeah, such an easy move. Ginge is really on the edge of those tires. Yeah, I think can consider himself quite happy if he does not get a puncture in this last lap, given that the hard tires blew up with only 4 laps more.
I mean, he could have also went for a pit stop maybe, as he...
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been really close, as Yap doesn't have any penalties.
Yeah, true, but I think he would have been a fair bit quicker on the soft compound anyways. And he could have eventually been going for the quickest lap as well, but I think given that so many other drivers of his caliber try to get that already, and Lewis likely has that currently. Yeah. Might be a bit tough.
26.2 is the fastest lap, okay. Yeah, well, Spike is crossing the line. And yeah, with that, it's already official that Lewis won the championship.
Yep. Lewis, of course, lapped, and I hear...
oh yeah, he also crossed the line now, yeah. Yeah, but well deserved. He was really consistent.
Yep. In the races he's driven, he's almost always won, Lewis here. As Yap is gonna be the last driver to get over the line. Has not much fuel left. Okay, I was wondering where these sounds come from, but I think it's the fireworks. There's some slight, like... yeah. It almost sounds like the headset is broke, but yeah, it's the fireworks as Yap crosses the line in 7th, I think. AI is absolutely binning the car into the wall, in 6th even. And well, even though it has not been very well attended, this has been the last race of the Elite Tier Season 7. Congratulations to Lewis, who is on P8 in this race, but on P1 in the Drivers' Championship. And congratulations to AlphaTauri, I think, who should have racked up the Constructors' Championship with that.
Yeah, as Williams wasn't attending this race, it was already official, I would say.
I mean, Ragecoat was there in the wrong car, but yeah. He's...
ah, yeah, right.
Yeah, he's DNF'd very early. And yeah, so with that, we have Spike as a winner, Marancello in the AlphaTauri in the Haas coming second. Then the 2 AlphaTauris of Meshik and Harishun. Ultimately not enough for the Drivers' Championship, as Ginge crossed the line in 5th, Yup in 6th. Second Haas of MV Master going through, and then it's Lewis, Rakes, Martin, and Rage Quit coming through in the last few positions. Thank you for for participating in the season, of course. Even though attendance dropped a little bit in the end, I think that has been a usual occurrence that we had on F1 2019 as well, as everyone is looking towards the new game. F1 2020 seems kind of worn out towards the end of the year. And yeah, we hope to catch you with the preseason, or rather another sprint series that we will have, given the short time between the release of the game and, well, yeah, the time now. So there's going to be info coming up in the Discord concerning events that are going to occur in the next few weeks. Keep your eyes open for that. Thank you all for participating, watching, and yeah, being a part of the community. And yeah, see you around, I guess.
Bye.